everybody, here we are again, Friday evening, time for a pint. Now it's the last Friday in October, so this is the last of the Oktoberfest beers. Volksfest beer, the beer of the People's Festival. 5.5% by volume. This particularly tasty festival beer is brewed especially for the Cannstatter Volksfest in Stuttgart. This seasonal speciality is bright golden in colour and less bitter than traditional German Pilsners. So, let's have a do. Quite lively, very bright gold colour. I'll leave that last bit for a minute. So, smells lagery. It's alright. Quite malty, not very bitter, but a bit of a sharp edge to it. A bit of citrus at the beginning of the flavour. It's alright. Volksfest beer. Now, I've had a question from Neumann 2010 about the Filmam knives. How well do they stay shut? She says the open L's have the locking collar, which for a few years now locks closed as well as open, and the MAMs don't appear to have a ball detent to keep the blade in the handle. I don't think they do. So let's see how well they do stay shut. Start with the small one, the operario, the worker, gripping the handle. Don't move. Gripping the blade. Small amount of movement. I'll just show you, it's not rigged. So a little bit larger, we've got the Hunter. I'll show you it's not rigged first. So holding it by the wood, no movement. By the blade, now that one does open that way. But with a moderate jiggle, it's fine. And then slightly larger again, the Iberica Grande. Holding it by the wood, no movement, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold, just get my thumb nail in the nick. That's just there. That's just opened a little bit. So I think the answer is, while they're reasonably new, I don't think it's going to be a problem. When they get old and tired, it may get a lot looser. But for now, I'll just push that open with my finger and thumb. I don't think it's an issue. So, on to what I laughingly call part 2. Sneaky peek unboxing. A couple of days ago, got a parcel through the letterbox from Heine Haynes. Okay, so here's the package. As I've been in work today, and I've come straight upstairs from coming in, this is what I've been carrying. Case baby butterbean. So we'll get straight in and have a look at my new purchases. So put the invoice out of the way. What we got first? Silver Select Rough Rider RR1318. Check the focus. Now I'm hoping this is going to be of the same quality fit and finish as the Silver Select Stockman that I've got, which I was very, very pleased with. So let's have a quick look. Mini Trapper, one locking blade, one slip joint blade. First impressions, not quite as good, I don't think. There's a bit of the red either discoloured or missing there. So there we've got the clip point on the lock. And the spay on the slip joint. We'll do a more detailed look at this, a full review. I think my first impressions is it's not quite spot on in the way that the Stockman is, but I think I'm probably still going to end up very happy with that. And then the next item, there's only 2 items, so Daburu Japanese folder in ancient bone. A few people got these as soon as they became available on Heine. I hung fire for a bit because there was other things at the time that I was interested in. We'll get the film off. Now it says ancient Japanese, but I think the company Shadow is American, and they're manufactured in China, and I don't think it's intended to be a particular Japanese knife style. I think it's just a generic Japanese design, features a bit of a Higanokami, that's you know. So yeah, there we go. Sticker made in China. Get rid of that. A bit of glue to get rid of there. So fit and finish looks okay. Nice bit of bone. Just held together by the 2 tubes that form the pivots. That looks okay. Then we've got the pointy one. Check the focus again. Let's just see if we've got a quick bit of catalogue page. Have a play with the edge. That's not bad. Not bad at all. That one's a bit dull at the beginning there. But it's reasonable. It'll tickle up. So those are my two latest purchases. We've got the Daburu there. And we've got the Silver Select Stockman there. And as I say, I'll do full reviews on these in the fullness of time. But there's your sneaky peek. So, interesting looking pair of knives there. We'll have a look at them in more detail in due course. But for the next and final part of the video, we need to have a close-up look at one of the knives from last month's purchase. This is a knife that I thought looked interesting, and I bought it on that basis and having had a play with it, I think it's very interesting indeed. This is the Niveg Carver. Okay, so this is how the knife comes in a plain box. I've not been able to find out a great deal about Niveg knives, so there are going to be a few assumptions made. So the first one, here, on Heine's barcode sticker, they put, I believe they put the product code MDL452LK, but on the end here, there's an orange sticker 452L. So, are those Heine's codes? Or have Heine given it this product code based on this number, which may or may not be the model? Who knows? So, in we go. Single blade folding knife. We've got quite a swept clip point, the Niveg logo there, and no other markings on the blade or the handle. So who are Niveg? Fuck knows. I have seen comments on retailers' websites saying that Niveg's fixed blades are made in El Salvador by Condor. So I'm wondering whether Niveg and Condor are actually the same people. Quite possible, I think. So we've got quite a large knife. Have a look at the specs. So we've got a blade length of 3.5 inches, about 90mm, and a handle length of 4.25, about 110. The blade has got a half height hollow ground with an edge bevel. It's a slip joint with steel back spring and steel liners, steel bolsters, 3 brass pins for construction. And if you catch it in the light just right, you can see that the pivot pin is steel as well. It almost disappears with the brush finish on the bolster. So quite a large knife. The usual size comparison, for me anyway, is the Spartan from Victorinox, and as you can see it's noticeably longer than the Spartan. Doesn't feel like a particularly heavy knife though for the size. If we go on the scales, start again. $58.7 grams, which in English, shade over 2 ounces. So, what do we think? Well, I quite like this. It's not perfect, but I think it's £25 or thereabouts well spent. The fit and finish is nice, quite nice brushed finish along the back, just a little gap there at the wooden scale, but there's no movement in the scale. The centering's off to one side, and the blade does appear to rub one of the liners a little bit at the end there. The pivot doesn't have any washers, it's steel against steel, and this is 420 the blade steel, so fairly basic. So you can feel the grind of metal against metal, but the back spring is a nice positive snap into place. The scales are olive wood, quite nicely figured as well. Not particularly similar in grain from one side to the other, but I'm not too fussed about that. It's not a custom piece. But they're well fitted, nice and smooth. The only thing I would say is that wood feels very dry, and I think I'm going to beeswax these. We'll give it a bit of depth of colour and nicer finish. But it sits well in the hand. You've got the finger choil there. I've got medium size paws, and I can get a 4-finger grip quite comfortably. A nice European style, I would say, probably tending towards the Spanish style of pocket knives. Let's try the edge. That's not a bad edge out of the box. Maybe a little bit frilly. When you cut slow you can feel the roughness, but for a working knife in this price bracket, that's a reasonable edge to start with. I will of course tickle it up, but as you can see, not that bad at all. The edge bevel is nicely ground in that it's all straight and symmetrical, not all wavy and horrible, and we've got a little sharpening nick there. So overall, I really like this. We'll show you some stills as we usually do, and you can have a closer look and see what you think. Thanks for watching.